Okay, this video looks at stock taking. Now, stock taking is under the stock tab and stock take. There's two menus, stock take and stock difference list. Stock take is where you scan your items, probably 10 or 20 at a time, and then you click submit and submit them through to the difference list. Now, overall what you do is you scan everything in here, and at the end you submit the differences to change your stock. First thing you have to do in stock take is check that you don't actually have already differences here. So go to the difference list, select all, and check that there's nothing sitting here. And if there is, clear list, so it's nice and clear before you start. The next step is to go to stock take and click load stock. Now you do this on each computer, and what it does is it loads all the items in your stock into this little scanner here. Now each computer you're working on will get a copy of this, so if there's 10 items, 10 of a book or an item, both will think there's 10. It's really just a bit of a guide as you go along rather than an authoritative number on what's expected and scanned. I'll show you what I mean now. Now I'm scanning into here, this title, and now you see that there's expected 2, it's scanned 1. Now each computer doing this will be expecting 2. Obviously this is 2 overall, but generally because you're scanning in different parts of the shop, this gives you a good indication that you need to look for one other one. It's not generally going to be picked up by the other computer. So anyway, I'll scan the next one, and there, I've got all my stock. And if I scan another one, I've got an extra one in stock compared to what the computer thinks. You scan another book, and so forth. So that's correct. And finally a third example. Now this one is different. It comes up red because it hasn't been loaded into the scanner. It's either not in our shop at all, or the shop thinks is 0. The system expects 0 and we've got 1, so it's highlighting that. Now these red items, if they've never been in your store before, you need to load them up in using load stock before you submit the difference list. You can put them aside as you scan now in a heap to make them easy to find later, or you can simply submit them through and deal with them from the difference list. That's what I'm going to do now. So I click submit, and again you do this like every 20 or 30 items, or every little shelf worth, so you're basically sort of saving the differences as you go. Now let's pretend this is the end of our stock take. I would then go to the stock difference list, and I'm selecting all categories here because I've only scanned 3 things, but you may want to actually go through category by category. Now I have this item here which is completely unknown, no category, so it's not in here before, it hasn't been in, and anything with actually no category you really want to load it up through load stock to make sure it's in your shop before you submit this list, otherwise it won't be put into stock. So here I'm going new tab, load stock. Okay, search this up. Now, this is a pretty unusual title, so I'm going to have to enter it in manually. Actually, in this case, what's scanned and the actual ISBN are different, so I'm just going to carry on and put in what's scanned just to show you the example. So here, select test imprint. What's it called? Data structures. And put a test category here and add to site. Now if we go back to our stock take and refresh, you'll see now this has got a proper entry, and if we submit this it will go into stock. Now when you submit the stock take, it only submits what you see on screen. So if you're going category by category, you're only submitting and checking what's the difference here. The way the differences work, you go 1 plus the expected, so 1 plus 0 is 1. This will change us from 0 to 1. For sure. Now you go through either category by category, but at the end you want to do all just to make sure you haven't missed anything, and unscanned items in the same way. Now I haven't scanned most things here, so they're all here, so you check the differences and submit them as well. And here's our data structures with 1 on hand.